Now on the backside of the graphing linear equations notes, we want to take a look at how to graph a horizontal line first. To graph a horizontal line, we need to first consider the equation y equals a number. Anytime you have y equal to a number, you will always end up with a horizontal line. Let me explain why that works out. So think about this. Y is equal to 2. Well, let's come up with 3 random points where the y value is 2. And we'll just plot those points. So the y value is 2 here. And I'll just make up 1, 2, and skip over to 5. It doesn't matter. Now let's plot these points. We have the point 1, 2, the point 2, 2, and the point 5, 2. If we were to keep plotting more points, what you would notice is, and just with these 3 points, you already notice that they are forming a horizontal line crossing the y-axis at 2. It does cross the y-axis at 2. Now, similarly, if we're trying to graph an equation where x is equal to a number, you're going to use the value in this case of -6 for x. We'll do it 3 times. So -6, -6, -6. Make up some random points or values for y. So we'll use 1, 3, and let's go with the -2. Okay, that's a -2 there. So let's plot these points. We have the point -6, 1, -6, 3, and -6, -2. So what you should notice, anytime x is equal to a number, you end up with a line that is vertical. Now, parallel lines. We're going to graph these 2 lines using the slope-intercept form. Let's start with the first line. We have the y-intercept is, or actually let me identify them for those that don't remember or notice them off the top of your head. The slope is 1/2 and the y-intercept is 1. So let's start by plotting 1 on the y-axis, and from this point we're going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and so forth. Remember, you can go backwards, down 1, left 2. Anyway, once you have all your values, go ahead and draw your line across. Similarly, let's get the slope of the second equation. The slope is 1/2 and the y-intercept is now -2. We start at -2 on the y-axis. From this point, go up 1 over 2, just as we did with the other, and continue the pattern over to the left. What you should notice is these lines happen to be parallel. That's because they have the same slope. Lastly, let's take m equal to 1/2 and b is equal to -1. We start graphing these 2 lines, which will be perpendicular, starting by plotting -1 from this point. Go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So follow the same pattern. That's plenty of points to go ahead and draw our line. Now our second line has a slope of -2, or we can think of that as 2 over 1, with a y-intercept of 1. We start at +1, go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and here you should notice these lines are perpendicular. Now, what makes them perpendicular is the relationship between the slopes. Remember, parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. So the first slope was 1/2. Take that, flip it, and change the sign. Flip it, you get 2 over 1. Change the sign, that's -2 over 1, which reduces just -2. Think about this, for example. -3/4, you flip it, you get what? 4 over 3, and you change the sign, and that becomes 4/3, which actually I just realized there's a mistake on this note. Go ahead and change that to 4/3. It should be +4/3.